4 exercises you must do, and 4 you should never even try if you're over 60. Did you know that after the age of 60, your risk of falling and potentially suffering a life-altering injury goes up by more than 300%? According to the CDC, 1 in 4 adults over 65 falls each year, and these falls are the leading cause of both fatal and non-fatal injuries in seniors. Even more shocking, nearly 95% of all hip fractures happen because of a simple fall, and within just 1 year of suffering a hip fracture, up to 30% of seniors may die as a result. That's how dangerous the wrong movement can be after 60. But it's not just falls. Certain common exercises can accelerate joint damage, tear muscles, and even trigger heart problems when your body isn't prepared to handle the load. And the worst part, many of these harmful exercises are still recommended by outdated fitness guides or casual gym trainers who don't understand how aging bodies work. But don't worry, there's good news. Just as the wrong exercises can wreck your health, the right ones can literally save it. They can protect your bones, improve balance, boost energy, and even sharpen your brain. In this video, we're revealing the 4 exercises you absolutely must be doing if you're over 60, and the 4 exercises you should avoid like the plague. Stick around until the very end, because number 1 on the never-do list might surprise you. It's one of the most commonly performed exercises in gyms, but it's also the most dangerous for older adults, and science backs it up. Plus, we will also reveal 3 special foods that can rebuild your muscles and significantly support healthy aging. Before we begin, let us know in the comments below where you're watching from, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Now, without any further ado, let's get started counting down the best 4 exercises you must do if you're over 60. Number 4. Chair squats. Let's start with chair squats, which might sound simple, but they're like gold for your lower body strength and stability as you age. Imagine this. Every time you sit down on the couch or get up from the toilet, you're doing a squat. But as you get older, those everyday movements become harder unless you deliberately strengthen the muscles involved. Chair squats are perfect because they work your quads, hamstrings, and glutes, which are the muscles that keep you steady and prevent falls, without putting your joints at risk. Plus, they mimic a real-life motion you do dozens of times a day, which means they're functional. And that's a key word when it comes to senior fitness, functional. You're not training to show off at the gym, you're training to live well. Chair squats are gentle on the knees, especially when compared to deep squats, because you're not forcing your body into extreme ranges of motion. The idea is to start by standing in front of a chair, slowly sit down, and then rise back up using controlled motion. You're not plopping down, you're lowering yourself, which trains your balance and core at the same time. As you build strength, you can start using a lower chair or even hold light dumbbells to increase difficulty. And the best part is, you don't need any fancy equipment. This exercise can be done right in your living room, barefoot if you like, and it strengthens some of the most crucial muscles that help you maintain independence as you age. Number 3. Wall push-ups. This one is an upper body hero. You might hear push-up and immediately think of gym class nightmares or sore shoulders, but wall push-ups are completely different and ideal for older adults. Why? Because they give you all the benefits of regular push-ups, like improved chest, shoulder, and arm strength, but without the strain on your wrists, elbows, and lower back. You're working against gravity, but in a safer, more forgiving way. And this exercise also recruits your core, which means you're building trunk stability with every rep. It starts simple. Stand facing a wall, arms outstretched, and place your hands shoulder-width apart. Slowly bend your elbows to bring your chest toward the wall, then push back. That's it. But don't be fooled by the simplicity. When done correctly and consistently, wall push-ups can boost your upper body strength dramatically, and that translates into real-world improvements. Like pushing a heavy door, lifting a grocery bag, or even catching yourself during a stumble. And here's something else most people don't realize. Stronger upper body muscles improve your posture, which can help relieve neck and back pain, and even improve lung capacity by allowing you to breathe more fully. Over time, you can increase the challenge by stepping further from the wall or progressing to countertop push-ups. The key is building that foundation safely and gradually. Number 2. Heel to toe walks. At number 2, we've got one of the most underrated and surprisingly powerful exercises for people over 60, the heel to toe walk. This might look more like something from a sobriety test than a workout routine, but trust me, it's one of the best ways to train your balance and coordination. And those are two skills that directly protect you from falls. Think about this. Your body's ability to balance naturally declines with age, especially if you're not actively challenging it. That's where this simple exercise comes in. By walking in a straight line, placing the heel of one foot directly in front of the toes of the other, you're forcing your brain and muscles to fire together in harmony. It wakes up your proprioception, which is your body's ability to sense where it is in space. And that is crucial. Because the number one predictor of falls isn't weak legs or poor eyesight, it's poor balance. And when you train this skill daily, even for just a few minutes, you're reinforcing neural pathways that help you stay upright, agile, and reactive. You can do this exercise in a hallway, near a wall for support at first, and eventually progress to turning your head side to side or walking backward. You'll be shocked how much more confident you feel walking outside or navigating uneven terrain. It's like building an internal GPS that keeps you steady even when the world around you is shifting. Number 1. Resistance band rows. Finally, the number one exercise every person over 60 should be doing is resistance band rows. Why? Because they hit one of the most neglected muscle groups in the aging population, the back muscles. Most people don't even realize they're slowly developing a stooped posture over time, caused by years of slouching, screen time, or just weak postural muscles. But poor posture isn't just cosmetic. It compresses your lungs, messes with your digestion, and throws off your balance entirely. Resistance band rows target the rhomboids, trapezius, and latissimus dorsi. Those are the key muscles in your upper and middle back that pull your shoulders back and keep your spine upright. Using a resistance band is perfect because it's low impact, allows for a full range of motion, and can be adjusted to your strength level just by changing your grip or stance. You simply anchor the band to a doorknob or sturdy pole, hold each end, and pull the handles back like you're rowing a boat. As you squeeze your shoulder blades together, you're not just building strength, you're rewiring your posture and protecting your spine. This kind of training also supports the rotator cuff, which is crucial for shoulder stability and preventing pain when reaching overhead. Plus, regular pulling motions counteract all the pushing and reaching we tend to do in daily life, creating a more balanced, resilient upper body. And here's a bonus. Studies show that people who maintain strong postural muscles have better balance and even slower cognitive decline, likely due to improved blood flow and neural engagement during these movements. So there you have it. These were the best 4 exercises you must do after 60. Now let's flip the coin and get to the 4 exercises you should never even try if you're over 60. Number 4. Crunches. Let's start with one of the most overrated and overused exercises of all time, the classic crunch. Now I know what you're thinking. But aren't crunches good for my core? And yes, they do activate your abdominal muscles. But here's the thing. They do it at a cost that's just not worth it after 60. First off, every time you do a crunch, you're putting a compressive load on your spine. That might not seem like a big deal when you're young, but as you age, your spine becomes more vulnerable, especially if you have any history of disc issues, osteoporosis, or back pain. Crunches force your spine into repeated flexion, meaning you're bending your lower back over and over, which can actually lead to herniated discs or pinched nerves. And here's the kicker. They're not even the most effective way to strengthen your core. Your core isn't just your abs. It's also your obliques, your lower back, your pelvic floor, and the deep stabilizing muscles that keep your spine aligned and your organs supported. Crunches barely touch most of these. Instead, they tend to tighten the hip flexors more than anything else, which can pull your pelvis out of alignment and actually increase back pain over time. It's a lose-lose. If you want a strong, functional core, safer and more effective alternatives like planks, bird dogs, or even standing core work with resistance bands will give you way more benefit with none of the spine crunching risks. Bottom line, ditch the crunches. Your spine will thank you. Number 3. Leg press machine. Coming in at number 3 is an exercise you've probably seen or even used at the gym, the leg press machine. This one seems like a great way to build lower body strength. After all, you're just sitting down and pushing a platform with your legs. What could go wrong? Well, a lot, actually. The danger here comes down to biomechanics and joint stress. When you sit in that machine and bring your knees toward your chest, you're placing your hips and knees in a compressed position, often at extreme angles that don't align with how your body naturally moves. Add heavy weights into that equation, and you're turning a natural motion into a risky one. The worst part. The leg press removes the need for your stabilizer muscles to engage. That means your quads and glutes might get stronger, but your balance won't improve at all. And that's a huge problem for older adults. Muscle without control is a recipe for injury. Plus, if your back arches off the pad or your feet shift slightly during the movement, you could end up straining your lower back or even damaging your knees. I've seen people develop chronic knee pain just from using this machine incorrectly over time. And let's be honest, in real life, when are you ever lying on your back pushing something up with your feet? It's not functional. You're far better off doing exercises that mimic daily movements and allow your body to move through a natural range of motion, like chair squats or step-ups. These not only build strength, but they also engage the muscles you use every day to stand, walk, and climb stairs, without putting your spine and joints at risk. Number 2. Overhead shoulder press with dumbbells. This one might surprise a lot of people, because on the surface, overhead presses seem like a solid way to build upper body strength. But for anyone over 60, especially those with shoulder issues or limited mobility, this movement can be a ticking time bomb. The overhead dumbbell press forces your shoulders into a position that many older adults simply don't have the range of motion for anymore. As we age, it's common for the rotator cuff to weaken, and the space in your shoulder joint, called the subacromial space, can narrow. When you press weights overhead, especially heavy ones, you're increasing the risk of impingement, which is when the soft tissues like tendons and bursae get pinched and inflamed between the bones in your shoulder. That can lead to painful conditions like rotator cuff tendinitis, bursitis, or even full-blown tears. And once that happens, it's not a quick fix. Recovery can take months and might even require surgery. Not to mention, pressing overhead while seated removes the support from your legs and core, putting more strain on your lower back. So what's the smarter alternative? Try resistance band rows, wall push-ups, or lateral raises with light weights. These movements work the same muscles, your deltoids, triceps, and upper back, without jamming your joints or creating dangerous compression in your shoulders. Remember, the goal isn't to lift heavy weights anymore. It's to move better, feel stronger, and prevent injuries that can rob you of your mobility. Number 1. Deadlifts with a barbell. Now, I know hardcore gym lovers swear by this move, and yes, it's a powerful compound lift that targets almost every muscle in your body. But here's the brutal truth. Deadlifts are one of the most technically demanding exercises out there, and one small mistake in your form, just a tiny rounding of your back or an uneven pull, can lead to catastrophic injury. We're talking herniated discs, torn hamstrings, even slipped vertebrae. The amount of pressure that a barbell deadlift puts on your spine is enormous, and unless you have the flexibility, joint health, and muscular control to manage that load, which most people over 60 don't, it's just not worth the risk. And here's the thing. The benefits of deadlifts, like improved strength and posture, can be achieved through much safer alternatives. Resistance band good mornings, kettlebell deadlifts using a sumo stance, or even bodyweight hip hinges can activate the same muscle groups, the glutes, hamstrings, and lower back, without the crushing spinal load. Also, older adults often have decreased joint lubrication and disc hydration, making them far more prone to injury under compressive stress. And once your back is injured at this age, healing is slow, really slow. Pain can become chronic, sleep suffers, and your independence starts slipping away. That's why this one takes the top spot on the never-do list. It's simply too risky, even if your gym buddy swears by it. You don't need to lift 200 pounds off the floor to be strong and functional in your 60s and beyond. You need to move well, avoid injury, and stay consistent with safe training methods. That's how you win the long game. Now that you know which exercises to do and which ones to avoid, let's talk about something just as important, if not more, And that's nutrition. Because here's the truth. No matter how good your workout routine is, it won't matter if your body doesn't have the right fuel to rebuild, repair, and stay strong. And once you pass 60, your nutritional needs change in a big way. Your metabolism slows down, your body absorbs fewer nutrients from food, and your risk of inflammation, joint breakdown, and muscle loss skyrockets. That's why adding specific, science-backed foods into your diet isn't just a nice idea, it's critical. So here are the 5 most powerful foods for people over 60, not just for general health, but specifically to support your muscles, bones, heart, and brain as you age. Number 1. Fatty fish, like salmon, mackerel, and sardines. If there's one food that acts like a multivitamin for your aging body, it's fatty fish. Salmon and its oily cousins are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA. These healthy fats are proven to reduce inflammation, improve brain function, and even help prevent heart disease, which is still the leading cause of death in people over 60. But it doesn't stop there. Omega-3s are also incredible for joint health. They act almost like a lubricant inside your joints, reducing stiffness and pain from conditions like osteoarthritis. And they've even been linked to better muscle function, especially when combined with resistance training. In one study, older adults who supplemented with omega-3s gained more muscle and strength than those who didn't, just from doing the same workouts. So adding fatty fish to your meals 2 to 3 times a week isn't just a health boost, it's a game changer. Number 2, Greek yogurt. Protein is your best friend after 60, but not just any protein. You want a source that's easy to digest, rich in essential amino acids, and ideally also gives you calcium and probiotics for bone and gut health. That's why Greek yogurt is a superstar. 1 cup can pack 15 to 20 grams of high-quality protein, along with calcium for your bones and live cultures that support a healthy gut microbiome. And remember, your gut plays a huge role in how well your immune system works, especially as you age. What makes protein so important after 60 is something called anabolic resistance. Basically, your muscles become more stubborn about growing, so you need more protein to get the same benefit you would have in your 30s or 40s. If you're doing strength training, which you should be, after hearing the first half of this video, you need even more. Greek yogurt is a convenient way to get that extra boost. You can have it in smoothies, with fruit, or even in savory dips to replace mayo or sour cream. Just make sure it's plain, unsweetened, and full fat if possible. The low-fat versions often strip out the good stuff and add sugar to make up for it. Number 3. Leafy greens, especially kale, spinach, and collard greens. Leafy greens are like insurance for your bones, heart, and brain all at once. They're packed with magnesium, calcium, potassium, and vitamin K, which are all critical nutrients that older adults often don't get enough of. And vitamin K, in particular, plays a unique role in keeping calcium in your bones and out of your arteries. That's huge because when calcium ends up in your arteries, it contributes to hardening, a major risk factor for heart attacks and strokes. Leafy greens also support your muscles by improving blood flow and reducing inflammation. And don't forget about their fiber content. Fiber helps regulate your blood sugar, lowers cholesterol, and keeps your digestive system moving, which becomes more important with every passing decade. One of the easiest ways to add greens to your diet is to throw a handful of spinach into your morning eggs or blend kale into a smoothie with banana and almond milk. At the end, you've just learned the 4 safest, most effective exercises to keep your body strong, stable, and pain-free after 60. You've also learned which 4 exercises to never do, because they could cause more harm than good, and they're just not worth the risk. And finally, you now have 3 powerful, delicious foods that act like medicine for your muscles, joints, brain, and heart. This is the full package: movement, protection, and fuel, all designed to help you live not just longer, but better. Now, we want to hear from you. Which of these exercises or foods are you already using? Have you ever been injured from doing an exercise that wasn't right for your body? Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We love to hear them. Thanks for watching.